Welcome back to A Good Pour. I'm Kathryn Good, your host, and today I am thrilled to be joined by Taylor with Love Nashville. This actually is my very first conversation with someone I know about Taylor, but this is really the first conversation we've ever had, and this is the first podcast episode with someone that's really a complete stranger to me. So I'm so excited to meet you and to hopefully get to be friends starting today.
Yeah.
So tell me about Love Nashville, how it was started, and just kind of your heart for it.
Yes. So nice to meet you. And it's so good to be here. Thank you so much for having me. So I started Love Nashville unintentionally back in 2017. I had some friends that were teachers and they were asking for basic items like toothbrushes, toothpaste, warm pajamas, and a Christmas gift, an age-appropriate book for their students. And the more I dug in, the more I realized that this is happening right here in our community. There is such a need right here at the schools that my kids go to. Mm-hmm. And the more I dug in and dove in, the more I just realized, like, I have to do something. I don't know what to do. I was working at an oral surgery office 9 to 5 every single day. And I just knew it was in my heart that I had to do something. I was living paycheck to paycheck. I did not have funds to donate. Yeah. But I knew it just kept tugging at my heart. I knew that I had to do something, but I did not know what that was. But I thought I can get some toothbrushes. You know, I can, when I'm at the store, I can get some extra toothbrushes. I can get some toothpaste. I work at an oral surgeon office. I can ask the doctors if they would be willing to donate some of that. And so the more I just did that, the more people that surrounded me were like, well, we can help too. We would love to help. I started telling my friends about it. I started telling my family members about it. And this community is such a community that wants to give. They just need an outlet to do so. They might not have the time in their busy lives to really, truly investigate and find out how to do that. And so that's kind of how Love Nashville came about. And I didn't want to ask people for money. I said from the very beginning, I don't feel comfortable asking people for money. So that's how we developed the t-shirts. And we decided to give 100% of the proceeds back to the cause. And it was just born that way, unintentional.
And what year was that?
This was in late Christmas 2017.
Okay. Wow. Yeah. And so developed a shirt, started selling the shirt.
We started selling
and then the proceeds went to help people.
Yes, and then the proceeds went back, and people, after Christmas of that year, people were asking, all right, what are we going to do next? And then I didn't have a next. There was no next in my mind. Okay. I thought we were going to do Christmas, and that was going to be it. But then it just kind of snowballed and just kept going, and people wanted to give back more. I started developing relationships with more teachers in the area, more guidance counselors, principals in the area to find out of other needs. And then, food needs, food insecurity is a huge need. Hygiene insecurity is a huge need. And it just snowballed from there, and people still want to give back every single day.
And so how do you pick now? Like, what is it now? What is your day to day, or how do you pick things? Or, yeah. I mean, it just seems huge.
Oh gosh, that's such a compliment. It's in the grand scheme of things, we're still very small, but we help children in need throughout Middle Tennessee during times of need or tragedy. And so we also help during times of tragedy, such as a natural disaster like the tornado, floods, house fires, or an unexpected tragedy. So if a child is unexpectedly killed, or a mother or father, and that leaves a burden on the other family members that involve children.
And so at that point, do you start a collection, or is that does that make sense? Like, how does the process work?
Yes. So we have a board of directors that is involved with everything that we do. And so we are vetting every case that comes through our inbox or our email, or however that they may reach out to us. And
I bet you get a ton too. Go ahead.
We do. Yes, we do. Because we are pretty broad. We do not necessarily just help victims of domestic abuse. We help, domestic abuse victims, but we also might help people that are in foster care, children that are in foster care, or children that have gone through a terrible tragedy unexpectedly. And so our board of directors is so wonderful, and they help vet everything that we do. We are able to start fundraisers on social media. Our social media following has just been incredible. And I know that sometimes social media gets a bad rap, but man, it can be used for so much good.
Yes, it can.
So much good.
Yes, for sure. So how many, I mean, you could have several projects going at a time. Is that, I mean, it just depends on the need?
It just depends on the need. And you can't expect tragedy. It does not discriminate against your race, your gender, your financial status, your social status. It can happen to any one of us at any given time. And so we're unexpected.
Unexpected trauma need in the Middle Tennessee
area.
Okay. Wow.
Yes.
So is it official nonprofit then?
It is an official nonprofit. Yes. So we obtained our nonprofit status in 2018, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
And just a recognizable brand that you have built. How did you decide kind of the name and the using the skyline as the backdrop?
Yes.
Originally.
So I was actually in Florida on vacation, and I was looking around, and I was, somebody had on a Nashville shirt, and it made me realize they're from where I'm from. And it caught my eye. We sparked a conversation just off of the shirt, and I was like, it would be a great idea to have a skyline on the shirt that people could recognize. And I knew that I wanted it to be Nashville because I knew that if it was Live Love Hendersonville or Live Love Gallatin, people may not have that recognition at first glance. And so that's why we came up with the skyline of Nashville. The Batman building is so recognizable. I feel like people from all over the world can recognize that and associate it.
So are we going to start building the skyline?
I know. I feel like it'll anyway. I'm like, that's right.
Yeah.
It's going to be out here.
I mean, it's a skyline I recognize, but I'm not even sure it looks like that.
No, it's not. No, this was 2017 skyline, and so we could add way more buildings.
But we'll just anyway. I like it. So tell me, and you've probably been asked this 100 times, but I haven't heard it. But you had a warehouse full of toys when the tornado came through.
Yes.
Were you in the building? Were you at home?
I was not in the building at the time. So we had actually left probably 2 hours prior to the tornado. And we knew that bad weather was coming. We did not know the severity, of course. And so we had toys for 500 children. We had food for 150 children there that we were also going to send home with them for Christmas break. And it was all spared. The tornado came right through where our items were. The sides of the building were demolished, and there's no way to describe it other than God. And I truly believe that He savored our items so we could help other people during that tragedy, because so many people were not as lucky as we were, and their things were not it was not salvageable. Their homes were destroyed. Their businesses were destroyed. And we were able to help and give back to those that were affected in the tornado because ours was saved. And it does not make sense. I don't have the words for it. I mean, there were 1,000-pound air conditioning units that were thrown hundreds of feet, but yet our ramen noodles and our granola bars didn't move an inch. It does not make sense.
Amazing.
It does not make sense.
So you found out, and did you assume that everything had been demolished? I mean, I feel like I even saw a post from you, like, we've lost everything, or there was something, there was a rumor or something.
We got a call, and they said, it's gone. And your heart just instantly sinks. And I was like, okay, well, we're just going to go. We went that night. The roads were closed. The power was out. The red lights were not working. It took us probably 2 hours to finally get there, which should have been a 15-minute drive. Once we made it there, we were able to get into the building, and the walls were gone. There was still water coming through. The sprinkler system had went off, and so everything was saturated. But yet, this one area was dry.
Amazing.
It was.
Did you just burst into tears?
Absolutely. There was uncontrollably. I could not help myself. It was just uncontrollable, pure emotion that just, you don't have a reasoning for it. And the more you try to reason it, the more it doesn't make sense. And so that's why I can say it's only God.
That is amazing. Amazing. Okay, so you find out everything is okay, but then you immediately have to move it to prevent theft and damage,
Yes.
right?
Well, because they condemned the building. And so they ended up condemning the building the next morning. And so we were like, we have to get in there and get out before they do that, because once they do that, nobody can go in, nobody can go out. So we went in the next day, got all of our stuff. Cheerville on Rockland Road was so gracious to let us use their space, because they were just instantly said yes. They got a call. I don't even know the owner at this time. And they said, yes, bring it here. So gracious. We had volunteers come and help us move all of the items. We had 2 friends moving trucks come and help us. They donated the trucks to get everything moved securely. And it was done within hours. This community is, I cannot say it enough. I feel like a lot of people want to give me the credit for Live Love Nashville, but it's not me. It's this community. This community is incredible.
Wow. And so, I mean, there's buildings destroyed all around you, and y'all are getting these toys out as quick as you can.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
What did you learn about yourself?
Man, I learned that you cannot do things alone. And I'm one to say, I don't need help. I don't need help. I'll figure it out. I'll do it myself. But you can't. You have to rely on others, and they want to help. They want to show up there. They want to be there for you. And I'm not good at accepting help. I'm not good at accepting anybody to do anything. And so, at that time, I felt like I was the one in need. I was the one that needed to have assistance from other people.
Yep.
And so, from someone who loves the giving back part, it's hard to accept it, but gosh, it was a miracle.
Yeah.
A miracle.
Praise the Lord.
Yes.
Praise the Lord.
Yes.
Well, what does good work mean to you? You do it all the time, but how do you determine between good work? I mean, everything, what you do is good. What does good work mean to you?
I think that it means far more than the work itself. I think that good work is leaving a good impression, leaving a lasting impression, leaving someone better than you met them. And I think that it doesn't have to do anything with the work. I think that having conversations, making time to sit down with somebody and truly know them as a person and truly care and want to be kind and want to be generous, I think that goes far beyond the work itself of anything that you do. Whether you're a doctor, a lawyer, you can do a great surgery, but if you have terrible bedside manner,
that's right.
I mean, you're going to leave, the lasting impression is going to be on how you made somebody feel.
You could be our spokesperson for good social marketing. That's exactly what we say.
Oh
yeah, we're just, I mean, that's part of why we exist, is I want to tell people about good work, and you don't have to be a nonprofit to do it.
No.
It's really how you treat people.
I'm so uneducated in this field. I feel like I am the bottom of the barrel. I feel like that I didn't set out to be in nonprofit work. I was working at an oral surgery office, and that was going to be my career forever. And it's just but that wasn't my passion. That wasn't my calling. And I feel like there's certain things that you can't go to school for.
Right.
You can't be taught how to do certain things. And so,
well, you've definitely been equipped to do it.
Well, thank you.
That's amazing.
I appreciate that.
So how do people, other than social media and the logo, I mean, you've done a great job both with the branding and social media. How do you tell people about what's going on? Do you have other ways that you tell people?
I really feel like it's word of mouth from other community members, from people who have either been a beneficiary from something that we have done or people that have donated to some of our causes. I try to be very transparent with all of the funds, where money is going, how it's going to be spent. I think that that's so important to people. When I donate to somewhere, you want to kind of see it through and see how they are doing that. And so I feel like because we have done that, because of our transparency, because of our community support, again, I feel like I've said that a couple of different times, but I truly think that when you are doing good things, people want to tell other people about it. People want to let them know the good. And I feel like you can turn on national news media and see all the bad in the world every day, but the good far outweighs the bad.
And it multiplies. That's what I always say. The good is what the multiplication is.
It multiplies.
Yeah.
Yep. Tenfold. And when you put it out there and you give the good in the world, it comes back to you, maybe not financially, but in other ways, 1,000 times over.
Awesome. So how old are your kids now?
So she just turned 14,
Okay.
a daughter, 14.
Okay.
Her name's Addie. And then I have Aiden, who's going to be 10 in April.
Okay. Awesome. So what grade is that?
So we've got one in 4th and one in 8th. So Addie's going to high school next year.
Yes. So do you still help out in the schools, or is this kind of gotten, I mean, our schools always need help, but
Yes.
has it gotten more toward the trauma and tragedy?
It has somewhat, but we still help in the schools regularly.
Okay.
So last week we were in Benny Bell's Elementary delivering hygiene packs for them. And so feminine hygiene packs, and then also some deodorants and things of that nature.
Okay. And are the kids involved?
Yes, they are. So they help pack the packs with me. They'll help do food boxes with me. And, it's so important for them, too. I mean, because just teaching them, because I think I was oblivious at 20, I guess I was 27 when I started, and I was oblivious to some of the needs. And so I know that they are, too, and just showing them that we live a very blessed, fortunate life, and we have the means to be able to help somebody, and we can do it. We all have the same 24 hours in the day, every single day. Mm-hmm. And if we choose to make it a great day and to give back, it's going to come back to us.
Well, and I love what you said. You said we have the means to do it, which doesn't always mean financial.
No.
So at the beginning, when you started this, you did not have the financials to do it, but you found another way.
Yep.
Either by asking, volunteering, just getting the word out, telling other people. So I love that. We often assume, that we can help by just financial, and if we don't have that, we have to stop. But there's so much more we can do.
There's so much. We all have a gift. We all have a talent. We all have something that we can do. For some people, it is financial, and that's the way that they can help. For others, it's on the ground, like whether you're making food boxes. So maybe you didn't contribute the food, but you can assemble a food box. Or for others, we had some ladies that made hygiene packs for us. So we put them in a makeup bag, and they took fabric and they made us bags for the hygiene items to go in. And so it's just truly incredible. Everybody's gift is so different. Everybody's talents are so different. Yeah. But the way that we all come together just to do good.
That's amazing. How does Taylor take care of Taylor?
Oh, Taylor takes care of Taylor. Taylor loves to sleep. and Taylor loves to watch junk TV.
We all do something, right?
And so we are going on a family vacation tomorrow. And
awesome.
So we are so excited.
Where are you going?
We are going to Disney, the happiest place on earth.
I love Disney.
And so we're very excited about that.
Have y'all been there before?
We went during COVID.
Okay,
and so it was a little different.
Did you have to wear masks and all the things?
Yes. And so I've been told that it was very different.
Yes. Well, I'm glad you get to go.
Yes.
Thanks for all the ways you make other people happy and spread good work in our community. I hope even just next week that comes back tenfold for you and the happiest place on earth.
It will.
But I am just so thankful to meet you. You've been on my short list of people I've wanted to meet. I have a long list of people I wanted to meet, but just in a conversation about good work and the work you've done in this community. I think a lot of it, and I'm just so glad to meet you.
Thank you. I'm so glad to meet you. I really appreciate this.
Thanks for joining us.
Of course. Thank you.